Welcome into the Red Zone. Award season is heating up now for our college football players as their regular season came to a close. We previously reported that Bison running back Marty Brown has been named a finalist for the Jerry Rice Award, but he's not alone. Two of his teammates are also among the finalists for the most prestigious awards at the FCS level. To the surprise of very few, if anyone, Cam Miller has been named a finalist to the Walter Payton Award, given annually to the top offensive player at the FCS level. Miller has thrown for 2,340 yards and 23 touchdowns this season. Most impressively of all, just one interception. He leads the FCS in passing efficiency and is second in completion percentage. The last Bison to win the Walter Payton Award was Trey Lance back in 2019. And on the defensive front, we have lineman Eli Mostart. He's up for the Buck Buchanan Award given to the top defensive player of the year. The senior has the second most tackles on the Bison roster and ranks third in the Missouri Valley Football Conference with 5 sacks. The last Bison to win the Buchanan Award was Kyle Emanuel in 2014. The winner of each of these will be announced on January 4th. And at the Division II level, Minnesota State University Moorhead's prolific passer is up for nationwide recognition once again. Jack Strand is one of the 43 players nominated for the Harlan Hill Award, given to the National Division II Player of the Year. Strand put up video game numbers once again this season, throwing for just over 3,400 yards with 32 touchdowns. He became MSUM's all-time leader in total offense during his junior campaign. The Fighting Hawks flying south for Thanksgiving, opening up their stay in the Cancun Challenge against Bethune-Cookman. Good start for UND. Eli King hesitates around the free throw line, leans in for the jumper, putting the Hawks on the board first. Moving ahead a little bit now, Hawks down by 5. King driving inside again, spins through the paint and heaves it up as he falls to the floor. That one's going to fall to cut into that Wildcat lead. King is in fuego right now, and he's not done. 4-point game as we move ahead. Bethune-Cookman trying to get the ball down court in a hurry, and that leads to some chaos. Loose ball finally gathered by UND. Feed to King in the corner, and guess what? He drains it. Hawks now down by just 1 near the midway point of the half. Hawks on a break, back and forth around the arc. Trigger finally pulled by Trayson Eaglestaff, drains it from long range for the lead. But the Wildcats steal all the momentum in the second half, taking this one 79-67. North Dakota will obviously be back in action in the Cancun Challenge. They didn't go down to Mexico for one game, but that would be a little bit.
They have the advantage of being in warmer weather right now.
Yeah, we were